Let's at least try it through the camera, see if that works. It's working on here. I'm not sure what's up with my mic, I'm afraid. So there might be a bit of a sync. A sync going. Evening everybody, anyway. Can you hear me? Yes, the cat has eaten the cable. It looks like, yes, you got it. Excellent, good stuff. Yeah, there might be a bit of a delay. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what's happened there, but my microphone wasn't coming through. I'll have it sorted for another time. Anyway, excellent. I knew I should have checked it earlier on today. Anyway, there's a bunch of you in, so it's too late to go back now and see who's here. But anyway, hello everybody. Let me just replug my mouse back in so I can actually move chat about and see who's here. This is why piss poor performance, piss poor preparation leads piss poor performance. That's what they say, isn't it? Let's see who's in now. Right, so I've got Steve. Hit that like button, folks. Now you can hear me. 39 Steps Hall. Lorraine Henderson. Leslie's here. Duke. Steve's here. Charles is here. Who else we got in? I think that's everybody. If I haven't said hello, I do apologise. Good stuff. You can all see. So you didn't hear me before saying hit that like button. So hit the like button, get it hit, and tell me what you're painting. I don't know what's happened to that microphone. I'm gonna have to sort that out. It's a bit annoying. Tonight I'm going to be painting some Romanians. That's the plan. The last few that I've got. I was hoping that I would have got some plastic card that I've got on order to come through, otherwise I would have built a few buildings. Ian, Logner's missus, good to have you. How are you doing? Did I get my Fallschirmjäger 42? No, but my wife got some flowers, James, and that's the most important thing. And they were from me before anybody starts. Currently doing the most boring job, trimming the flash off and blue tacking the figures onto holy sticks. Yeah, but you only have to do it once, and then it's done, isn't it? So yes, I'm just going to be painting these. I'm probably just going to do the block colours tonight, but if I can try to get through them. This is mostly the finishing off your British platoon. Good stuff. This is mostly just the remains of the Romanians. So these guys are mostly Panzerfaust, Panzerschreck. I've got an officer in there, and I think that's pretty much it. But I've mounted one Panzerschreck on a double base, so I can use it in O group as well. But it's yeah, I just want to get them finished. Then I've got I'm not sure what I'm going to work on. I said I wanted some plastic card because I've got a load of buildings, 3D printed buildings that I just want to get finished, and I can't really do anything with them at the moment because I want to make their gardens and stuff. Apparently I'm not receiving enough video to maintain smooth tracking, I'm afraid. It looks like tonight is beset with gremlins, doesn't it? Boats, that's the bloody get that Yorkshire Games set off your lovely naval miniatures. Good stuff. As long as you're doing whatever it is you're enjoying. Yeah, so I apologise for the technical difficulties earlier on, and if we're experiencing any more as well. Active noun for Romanians is a remain of Romanians. I guess it is. You haven't decided if you paint a flak Panzer IV or a Steyr truck tonight. Why not do both? Go a bit mad. Go crazy. No, funny. We did have 23 viewers. It's suddenly dropped down to 14. I wonder if there's an issue going on out there somewhere. If there is, I do apologise. Slightly annoying because on fields mostly waiting for the downs in a PVA to dry. Good stuff. Make sure they're completely wet in PVA, especially if you're using flock. So this is going to be my last live stream for a couple of weeks. Well, next week anyway. Painting World War II Italians for abolition, lots of weird shit as usual, of course. Wouldn't expect any different, Steve. Because I'm going to be away next week. But normal service will resume when I get back. I think I already said it at the on the hobby updates that I will. I've got a video out for this. Another video I'm going to put out possibly tomorrow. The gremlins are all above the Wolf and Guard. Must be Ken's fault, indeed. I've got a game of another scenario for the Stalingrad, Undaunted Stalingrad campaign. So I don't know whether to put that out, or I've got a review for Fireball Forward. So I'm deciding which one of those two to put out. You can tell me in chat. Let me know which one would you prefer to see. Fireball Forward review or a game of Stalingrad. I would normally put the Stalingrad games out on Friday, but nobody seems to be that bothered about them. Well, they do, but they don't get as much interest as the other games, the actual war games, despite the fact of me using figures with them. I don't know what that's about. So, just painting the flesh on these first of all. I've actually done a painting video for the Romanians. It's all ready, and it is filmed, scripted, voiced over. What am I using to attach the figures to the paint pots? Blue tack. Just blobs of blue tack, Charlie. That's it. Nothing else. It's a very simple way of doing things, like me. So yeah, I've done a painting video for the Romanians. They are pretty simple though anyway, but I just need to actually sit down and edit it. I'm at that point where I can't. I've just got to get over that little hill of editing, and it's done. And then before I go away, I do want to record one more video, and that's going to be a Xenos Rampant review, which will be out in the next. Do the Vienna museums again? With what, the military museum? I've been about 4 times now. I made a video of it. Go and check it out. I did a walkthrough of the Vienna museums, and I think I've been to pretty much every single one of the other ones at this point. They are good museums though. The World Museum in particular is very good. Torture Museum, that was good as well. And going inside the flag tower at the what's it called? The aquarium. That's worthwhile doing. That's good. It says my stream status is poor, I'm afraid. So I do apologise if you're getting buffering and it's not a great video tonight. There's not much I can do about it. I do need to upgrade my electronics. I think it's probably about time. Let's have a look. Where's my reflective green? There we are. Oi, oi, oi. Need a load of water. Hi Thomas, and hi everybody. Good to have you on board. I was looking at my memories on Facebook earlier on today. I posted it here on YouTube in the community part. There was a post, but through I had 500 subscribers, and now I'm less than 500 off 10,000. Can you believe that? It's crazy. They were just talking about YouTube on the radio earlier on while I was making my dinner, about how there's lots of people doing it. What happened to the chimneys big stacks? that the Bond jet flew out of. I've got no idea what you're talking about there, Leslie. I think I've only ever watched about 3 James Bond films, and I'm sure it wasn't in any of those. I've got no idea. I'm assuming they're somewhere in Vienna. Yes. Don't forget, folks, hit that like button. And say in chat what you're doing. 10k is a great milestone. It's well deserved. Thank you very much, Thomas. Much appreciated. It's taken a while. I do have a 10,000 subscriber giveaway thing that I've got lined up ready when I finally do tick over that milestone. So keep your eyes out in the next few weeks. Because of the rate I'm going, I think I'll hit 10,000 probably in the next couple of months, I think. But never say never. Alright, that's their helmets done, nice and easy. And black for their boots. What we're saying, struggling with painting chevrons on the base of your models for easy ID. Why don't you just do them in Word or something, or in Paint or something, and then just cut them out, print them out, stick them on. That's what I did. Catching up on all the horses for the various periods at the moment. Just working your way through horses, yeah. There's very few hobbies that you can say that. You're working your way through the horses. So obviously nobody's interested in either Stalingrad or Fireball Forward review. Nobody's said anything. There you go, put it out to the public and you get nothing back. That's the public for you. Tiny's just joined me. Good idea. Well, it's what I did with my all my big men. Because they're all named, because they're named on the cards. So I just made individual bases for them. So you just have to turn over and you can see which one is it, which one is which. It's quite small though, because they are 15mm. Here she is. Hiya. Thank you. Both. Will there be emus involved in the giveaway? No, there won't. It's something to do with airplanes. Both. Later this afternoon I start working on a Zero Fighter. Good stuff. And a 148. Good stuff. Love a good 148 haircut. There goes Tiny, kicking everything over. I'm undercutting some 10mm Pendragon and AW1, AWY for participation. Fireball Forward, there's one. Stalingrad, there's one. 5 projects on the go. 2 weeks ago I bought some Victrix Guard Lancers. Decided to start them before finishing else. Yeah, right. Morning Alex, morning Craig. Finally got some blue skies in New Zealand. Did you ever do a review of, I think they are Fizzer miniatures 18mm? No, they're actually sitting in my to paint pile. I'm trying to work my way through all the figures at the moment. I didn't actually get to them. You've reminded me. I should have done a review of them. I'm kind of waiting until I painted them really, as well. So that was one thing. Tiny's hiding down in the corner now. There's a Stalingrad, yes, for FBF review. There we go, we're getting a few. Stalingrad. Officially still at work, unofficially looking at Etsy. Found some good wound dials I can use for Mud and Blood. Excellent. Even had them custom labelled and reached shock. Excellent. Good stuff. That's what you want. I got some order tokens from Warbases the other day. Had them custom made, just with order on. And they're see-through, so they're good on the table. They work for a lot of different things. Are you coming out to say hello, Tiny? Are you hiding? She's currently hiding behind the behind my paints. Don't know what's up with her. I don't know. You're hiding down there for, cat. You're coming out. Your public awaits. Here she comes. There you go, without a care in the world. See you later. Clickbait. That's what she is. So it looks, at the moment, it's about 50-50 from what I can see there. Votes for one or the other. So the order markers will probably go to Litco for similar. Yeah, if you're in the States, Litco are good. Obviously war bases will be a bit expensive to get over to the States. They'll do the same thing. But we were using them in Xenos Rampant as well over the weekend, just to show which units had activated. Because you get to a point where you forget what's done what. It's just a nice little thing. I might just go with what the channel members say. And so far, Stalingrad is winning. Jonas has got his name. Have I heard about the new show in Rotherham? Yes, I have heard about the new show in Rotherham, and I'm putting the new show in Rotherham. Steel Warriors. I'm putting on a Through the Mud and the Blood game. That's it. Because I know the guys who are organising it. They come down to our club. It's at Magna on the 25th of March. If anybody's interested. I'm currently trying to get a load of stuff together for the game. Use the acrylic smoke tokens for war bases in a club Thursday. Work great. Yeah, good stuff. For smoke, I like to use thingy though. Teddy bear stuffing. I've got a nice, nice good to it. It's a bit better than what's the word? What's the other stuff? Cotton wool. It's a bit more shapeable. It looks good when you're blasting away in practice. Ain't nothing wrong with that. 22 of you watching and only 16 likes. Hit the like button, folks, and say hello in the chat as well. Make yourselves known. So these are Panzer Shreks, and I'm assuming as they were distributed by the Germans, they would just be left in their initial colour, their original colour. So I'm painting these in Middlestone, which is quite close to Dunkelgelb, or at least 15mm it is. So that's what I'm doing with Panzer Shreks and Panzer Faust. I'm making some actual smoke markers, but I think they're tricky to use. As they're for reload, and you need two. Well, I use them for fired markers in practice. So to show that somebody has fired. Evening, Tom. Good to have you on board. Because then you have to reload again anyway. And then when they're loaded, you just take them away. There you go. Problem solved. I suppose, evening, Simon. I suppose it depends how many steps you have of loading and firing. These Alex Severe gasometers are 4 gas holder houses built as part of the move gas works where gas work simmering. I think they might still be there then. I don't know if you put a link up, Leslie, but it's not showing the link. But there is a gas station, ein Kraftwerk. There might be those. I think we've. I think it's down by the canal. If I'm thinking of the same place. There's also another one as well where a local artist was commissioned to basically make the chimney for the new what's it called? power station, but recycling point, and it's like a really nice piece of art. It looks lovely on the back of the city. Let's have a look. Google Glass. I'll probably recognise it. Let me I'll just Google for it. Google Glass. Have a look. Oh, that's the gas sensors of Vienna. This is the kind of content you come here for, isn't it, everybody? Oh yeah. No, I don't recognise this. I don't think I've been to those. I'm fairly sure I've never been to them. I don't recognise them, unless I've been past them and not know they were. Might go and see it this week. Next week. I don't recognise those at all. There you go. Every day's a school day. Cheers, Leslie. I'll check those out, I think. I'll take a flash romantic walk around some summits. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So I got after playing Xenos Rampant the weekend, I decided to got some very old 50mm Napoleonics for the pull page on my eBay. Seeing what I can do with minimum effort and a wash to improve. Strip them. Just get some Dettol. Give them the old Dettol treatment. Repaint them. But 50mm it doesn't really matter. As long as I had a few bits and pieces here and there, they'll look grand from 3 foot away. They're fine, won't they? What was I thinking? I was about to tell you something then. I can't remember what it is. It slipped my mind. Yeah, I've got some. After playing Rampant this weekend, having too many. If you have 10 figures in a unit, there's too many figures on the tabletop. So I cut them down. Even though they had strength of 10, I cut them down to 5 figures. So I had to have a way of showing half a figure basically. I was using my shock dice that I use for 2 Fat Lady games, but then I realised that the shock dice won't go above 1, so it seems a bit of a waste to have a dice there. So what I've done is I've actually bought some 3D STLs, 3D print STLs for some Stormtrooper and Rebel casualties from not Mel Miniatures but from Skull Forge, and I've got them printed elsewhere, and they should be coming through to me. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to use that as those like a casualty marker to show that a figure has been damaged. Basically, I thought it's a good idea. It's more immersive than having some dice. Quincy, good evening all. Hope you're well. Doing some good hobbying. Yep, we are. I think. I hope you are as well. Hope you're doing some good hobbying too. What are you doing? Painting, making, basing, whatever it is you're up to. I hope it's enjoyable. There we go. Let's see. I'm just painting the bases at the moment. Like I said, I don't know how far I'll get with these tonight. So I'm going to try to get as much of the block painting in, and if I can at least get them washed in Agrex, I can finish them off tomorrow night. It won't take long. I think these might be the last thing that I paint before I head away. And I've said that before, and sometimes I end up getting loads more stuff in. But yeah, the buildings that are 3D printed buildings that I've had them for such a long time now. I really need to crawl and just get rid of them, get them out of the way. So they've been sat there for ages looking at me, and then
I feel like I can buy stuff again. Do you know what I mean? Go back to the one in, one out method of doing things. Because I don't know about other people, but I try not to get my lead pile too high. And over the pandemic, I managed to clear it almost. 90% cleared anyway. You got yourself doing some 6mm Romans on the go, 15mm British Airbornes with a 3-inch mortar and Vickers MMG Sport Teams, excellent. You need an Ewok wearing a Stormtroop helmet would be a great casualty marker. Yeah, just a load of dead Ewoks. I'm doing a hobby, but not wargaming, instead of making flesh into some arrows, excellent. You got that feeling? I think we all do. But yes, it's just at the moment just a case of just trying to grind out as much of the rubbish that I've got. I do keep buying bits and pieces, but the stuff that I keep buying, I am painting. I wanted to paint up the trenches that I got from Early War Miniatures, and again make a video on that, but I just haven't had a chance to do it, and I should do because they're dead easy to do. But and I also promised Paul as well from from Early War Miniatures that I would. So I'm at Vamp Attack. We're nearly there with these. Alright, 24 viewers, 18 likes. Hit that like button. You know you want to. Hit the dislike button as well if you want. Either or. It all helps towards that YouTube algorithm. Are you down the club this week, James? I'm continuing the adventures with Dex in Kursk. We're on to scenario 2 of the Kursk storming the Citadel pint-sized campaign for Chain of Command. Looking forward to it. It's another difficult scenario though for the Germans. I've got to clear minefields while he rains bullets and shells on me. I've played it once before. I played it solo, and the Germans got a pretty hard kicking. So I'm hoping to reverse that this time. But we shall see. They're all quite in the pint-sized campaign in particular, because all the tables are all quite open, because it's all obviously the steppe, Russian steppe. So it's quite difficult as a German attacker to actually get across the table onto anything without getting shot up. Speaking of the East, I have actually been listening to the We Have Ways podcast. I don't normally listen to it, but I've been listening to their Stalingrad episodes that they put out a few weeks ago for the 80th anniversary. They're quite good. Quite enjoying it. Looked like a great game. Yeah. Got gifted the new Hail Caesar 2nd edition book, so I'm taking some work on the Romans to play some Hail Caesar. Excellent. Clearing minefields, isn't that what the Strath Battalion is for? Yeah. Yes, it would be. Unfortunately, they don't have them. But yeah, so the Pan can get forward at Kursk. So the new Panthers don't break down how they do anyway. It's set the night before the opening of the Kursk attack. It's the 4th of June, isn't it? Right, let's do them. I'm not sure you'll be able to make it this week. Hopefully next week. Well, I won't see you next week. I'm not coming back from Vienna just for that, I'm afraid. Everybody's suddenly got Blood Bowl fever down there at the moment. I'm not sure why. So, just getting these bases finished on these first. By the time I've got to I've finished the last bits of block painting on them. The rest of them should be dry. This is the biggest part of them. It's the part that takes the longest to dry, so I can at least then ink wash them before the night is over. That's the plan anyway. There we go. Right, that's all I'm based. I found that We Have Ways surprisingly entertaining. Going back and listening to the Rubber Deep Dives at Stalingrad was good. Yeah, I've never really listened to it much before. I've been aware of it for a long time. But yeah, I just thought I'd tune in for the Stalingrad stuff because I'm particularly interested in Stalingrad. Have I watched World War II TV on the YouTubes? I have seen him, yeah. I've seen some of his stuff, but I think we've had these kind of discussions before. There's just too much stuff out there to watch or to keep up with. It's just way too much. So I generally don't bother, just because you're fighting a losing battle, aren't you? If you want to watch everything. But yeah, he has some good deep dives and he has some interesting people on as well. And he's making a success of the channel by the looks of things, which is never a bad thing. Right, we'll work out which bits of equipment is which on these ones now. Let's leave fella lying down. I do wish Peter Pig did 15mm World War II Romanians. So I really like Peter Pig stuff. And it's a force that they're missing. These ones are Battlefronts. What's my thoughts on Warpick announcements? Yeah, we'll know by tomorrow. Absolutely. I have no thoughts on it whatsoever. I think it's going to be epic strontium dog. That's what I think. My only interest in Warlord games is literally the Judge Dredd game, and even then it's Judge Dredd figures more than the game itself. I've got no particular interest in their epic stuff. I know a lot of people do, but just not my bag. They're too small for my 15mm because they're like 13mm or something, aren't they? So they're just slightly too small for other 15mm figures. But I don't know, in seriousness, well, they have just put Caesar 2 out, haven't they? So I've got a feeling it's probably going to be Ancients to tie in with the new rules. But you know, I don't really pay that much attention to them, so it's not. I know they were talking about it on a Plastic Crag podcast last night, but yeah, to me, ain't much in. I think so too. James says 99% English Civil War. Well, tomorrow will be where the truth is told. I wish it was Epic Romanians. Epic Romanians that are based for O Group, but for about half the price as well, compared to what their other Epic things are. I used to have a trader account, Warlord, a long time ago. I've not really used it for a long time. I bought some of their stuff like Bolt Action and things to sell on. Or Hail Caesar chips. Romans or Carthage versus Carthaginians, possibly. Probably trying to steal Rich Clark's thunder with Infamy and the Carthaginian stuff for that. Yeah, I have got no idea. And I almost went as far as buying some of the early bundles for the for Waterloo. But you can never tell how popular something's going to be, that's the problem. So you don't know how well they're going to sell or how well you're going to be sat on them for a long time. And the problem is, there's millions of people already on places like eBay that are already doing that stuff. And the alternative is to set up a Storm of Steel store. You've got to maintain it. You've got to pay for it. You've got to have stock in and stuff. You know, it's a lot really. Epic World War II would be interesting. It already exists. 15 mil, bit of pig, Battlefront. They already do it. But yes, I don't know how they do it in Warlord. I'm sure they would find a way. Oh, I'm getting through these. There's not a great deal on them, that's the thing, I guess. Unlike the other Romanians that have got, you know, weapons and kit and stuff. These guys don't have a great deal. But I might be looking, I think the next big army of interest might be Hungarians, I think, for the Eastern Front. Just again, something a bit different. I'll have to find a chain of command Hungarian platoon that somebody's made and see how many they need. I've got a few Hungarians kicking about. Let's have a look. I actually like the epic stuff. The ACW range is great value, and I don't think I could ever be bothered to paint that many in proper 15s or 28. Could be good for Package Charles or GD8. Very true, but I don't need 15 mil War 2. That never stopped Warlord. Nope. Did amuse me the people on Warlord's Facebook asking for epic bolt action. Completely wrong scale of game for it. And you know everyone who makes loads of games and minis. Indeed. I see they've changed their resin there as well, and they're all moving all their World War stuff over to it. It's probably a lot cheaper than trying to source metal. I think the price of metal went through the roof over the last couple of years, so I think it's just it's a business thing, isn't it? Profit margins are probably better. Saddle brown, that's what we were after. Again, like I say, I barely buy anything by Warlord. I've got all the Jewish Dread stuff I want from. I was just looking at some of the old metal ones I've got kicking about over there, but I'm not so interested. They don't do anything that I particularly want. Going to get cracking on your Mudblood Germans, camouflage helmets, or were they limited to late war or stormtroopers? I'm going for your average German. Hard to say, Joe. They're mostly stormtrooper than or Sostruppen than your regulars, but there could be one or two in there as well. I was just looking at a photograph of a captured German trench from 17, I think, just the other day, and it's you can see in the photograph a camouflage helmet, a painted helmet, that had been attacked. I doubt it had been held by Sostruppen, so you probably get away with it. Anyway, it's just a little bit of artistic flair in it. You're going to do Mud and Blood in 10 mil. You're talking about wrong scale. It'll be good in 10 mil, but how would you be able to identify the different big men? That'd be my own thing, apart from basing them differently, I suppose. It's actually sail cast, strike hard is good, cheaper than metals. They charge the same, so bigger margins. Yeah, exactly. It's all about business at the end of the day. Yes. Who can blame them? You know, that's it's their business model. They don't owe anybody a living. Have I painted everything I need to paint on them? Just double checking. Yes, I have. It's amazing these days the different kinds of material and stuff you can get compared to what it was back in the olden days. The bad old days. When figures actually had lead in them. Oh yeah, don't buy much yourself from Warlord, but I do like some of their new Italian World War II stuff, yeah. Yeah, it's too big for me, you see, Steve, so I don't even really pay any attention, because there's not a great deal of point. But plenty of people do like their stuff. Perhaps I ought to start doing bolt action, then I would get a bigger audience, wouldn't I? Big men on square, not rounds, and a section on the base painted with their ratings name underneath. Good stuff. That's fair enough. I've still been puzzling as to how to do O group for First World War. I've kind of been throwing a few ideas around, doing it at core level rather than battalion. So that's where the assets are going to be. What we're saying, James says, it's a bit cheeky the way they're banging about. I mean, much cheaper than metals on the tours and then price it the same. No problem, I'll buy metals from the Perrys instead. Well, that's the free market, isn't it? You've got a choice. It's up to you if you want to where you want to buy, where you want to put your money. There'll still be plenty of people who will buy them, whether you don't. But, you know, at the end of the day, as I said, they are a business. They are trying to increase their profit margins, and personally, I was just never particularly keen on their figures either. Really, I don't like them. They're a bit too cartoonish for my likes. If I was doing 28mm, I think there's plenty of other better looking manufacturers out there. What we're looking at, just take the tanks out. I feel very World War One already. No, it's a bit more than that. A little bit more, because they have combat patrols. Do a group on Friday instead of board games. Now, Friday's video is a review of the what's it called, the weathering pigments by Geek Villain that I've had for ages, so I've been meaning to put out. And now I was talking about these. It's a bonus video. Is this week. Don't know much, mate. Didn't up my rating. I see some bolt action content. Fair enough. Just put Warhammer and World War II into a video title. Yeah, I should just put it in the tags. Games Workshop Warhammer. I feel that Ogre would work well for Cold War up to about the mid-80s. After that, the emphasis would probably get really out there. Possibly even in Achilles. Possibly, yeah. I don't really know enough about the weaponry of the Cold War to comment on it, but yeah, I certainly think small groups of patrols working forward are part of that, the whole tactical situation there. Whereas with the First World War, you don't really have it. That's the problem, and that's a stumbling block, because it's crucial to the game, which is why I think it's at core level. Also, battalion commanders weren't in charge of calling up artillery. It was already part of a fire plan. Alright, that's them. I think that's them all done. Or block painted at least. So I managed to get them finished at least, and well, half finished. They are, I'd say, 70% done at this point. So I'm going to give these an Agrax wash, and we're actually coming up on nearly an hour anyway, so I might leave it at that for tonight. Still here for a little while, unless anybody's got any questions they want to throw into the mix. I'll sit here and answer them for a bit. But you've got a few minutes to do it, otherwise they're not going to get answered. Give that brush a clean. So yeah, nice and easy with the old 15mm. This is what I like about them, is block colour, ink wash, and then just come back and do them highlights. It takes no time at all. All done. But I'll leave these overnight to dry. I could put them on the radiator, they'll probably be ready in about half an hour or so, but I've done enough. I've done enough to it. What was the best World War One tank? Whippet? No, maybe the Mark IV. Most effective. It's difficult to say, really, because none of them were very good. Like what JFC Fuller says, they weren't war winners. They were rubbish. They all broke down. They all got destroyed. A up Sam Wilson. Trench Raiders in Mud and Blood. Are they really worth it? Well, if you're doing a specific trench raid scenario at a small scale, then yeah. I don't know, because I'm not particularly interested in that bit. I prefer the more orthodox fighting. But you can Sid Roundwood did some interesting stuff. Taking 10mm World War One. How do you like the miniatures from Van Dyke models? I have no idea. I've never seen them. I'm not. I don't do 10mm First World War. All mine's 15. So I've got no idea what they're like. Maybe John has seen them though, if he's been looking for 10mm stuff. I know Pendragon do some nice 10mm. I think they do First World War stuff. If you had to summarise, what were the main difference between COG and O Group? I know of them through your channel, but COG PDF I haven't played yet, not much knowledge on O Group. What's the main difference? Well, O Group is battalion level, Chain of Command is platoon level. That's the main difference, but they also play very differently as well, because they're different command levels. So Chain of Command is more grand. It's more about the individual weapons, but even them, they're slightly abstracted. Whereas O Group, it's about the manoeuvre, and well, Chain of Command is about command as well, but O Group is about command elements and about manoeuvring. And so is Chain of Command. Hang on, I'm not doing a very good job of this. Yeah, basically, Chain of Command is platoon level, so it's individuals, whereas O Group is your you're basically you're allowing the men under your command to do the fighting without having to be too granular with their commands. You're just moving them into position basically as a battalion commander, whereas the platoon commander is the guy that's shouting at everybody saying you go over there, you go over there. So that's the difference. You saw them at convention, you were stunned, to be honest. Okay, I'll check them out, I'll have a look after. Do they have rifle grenadiers? That's always my litmus test for First World War figures. And also there's I love the command dice in Chain of Command, where you can basically make it work for yourself if you want to. Whereas with O Group it's a little bit more standard with the orders, but there's still a lot of friction in it, because you don't always get all the orders you want, and you've got to deal with people who are your units that are suffering from shock and suppression and things. Don't Peter Pig do a World War One mini trench raiding game? They do, yeah. I'm sure I remember Sean doing it some time ago. Yes, they do. It's I think it's in their 15mm magazine a couple of issues ago. I bought it. I've not read it yet though. Well, I didn't buy it because it's free. You just have to download it from P2P. From their website. It's in their 15mm. I don't know if it was the last one or I'll find you Fireball. Well, so far I haven't played it, but I have read it, and it is excellent. Really good game, or at least it looks like a really good game. Looks like the kind of thing that I was very surprised by it, because I thought I've been aware of it for a long time. I just hadn't actually got into it, because I'd written it off, and then I read it, and it's fantastic. Parading late this evening? Well, you are, Dex, because I'm going in a minute. Both sound very interesting. I'm trying to get to rope people into playing them. Mentioning no group for Cold War piqued your interest. Yeah, I think it would do. Would work for the Cold War. Trying to look on the Van Dyke website. Unfortunately, when I click on the World War II stuff, you get a no products available message. Well, you'll have to go to a convention or something, John. Sometimes some people have asked me which I prefer, Rogue Group or Chain of Command. I think I prefer Chain of Command. It's like, the game is like a puzzle. It's you've really got to work at it to unlock it, and I think it's great for that. But once you do, it's such a good game. But then the last game of Rogue Group that I played down at the club the other week was fantastic, really good. Strange, but it seems to be empty. Who knows what's happened? Played Fireball for a few years now, hands down my favourite company level set. Yeah, well, my favourite company level set so far has been I Ain't Been Shot, Mum. But Fireball Forward, I think, speeds things up a little bit. It just makes I Ain't Been Shot, Mum is quite an old game, and you can tell, I think, in the game itself. I think if they did it now, it'd be a very, very different beast. But because it has been around for 15 odd years, and Fireball just seems to be really smooth and really nice, and quite a lot of innovation in there as well, which is I always like to see in war games. So there isn't always a great deal sometimes. Right, folks, I think I'm going to sign off. Have I tried Crossfire? I have tried a version of Crossfire that my mate, he took it and rewrote it into a moderns version, so I know the basics of the game, if you know what I mean. I know the mechanics of it, and I really liked it. I thought it was good. I think, again, it's another good game, and again, very innovative, and it's very highly thought of. So yeah, I mean, I've not played the World War II original version, but I certainly played my mate's similar version, which did the same thing. There's no movement. You just basically move from point to point until you're interrupted. I really like that. Right, as I say, folks, I'm going to sign off there. So thanks everyone for watching. Sorry about the technical issues at the start of this. I'll get that sorted for the next time. I won't see you again for a couple of weeks. But I will see you all in a couple of weeks. And thank you very much, Duke. I shall see you all. I see you soon.